Harder clap, take 2.
Whoa.
We're live.
We're live.
We have to
Exciting.
talk.
Okay, perfect. Hi, and welcome to GeekTalk, episode number 1. My name is Caroline. I'm a content creator at WebinarGeek, and today I'm here with...
I'm Jan Willem. I'm also a creator of content.
Nice.
Yeah.
And Brian.
My name is Brian. I do not create any content. I'm a head of marketing here at WebinarGeek, and I'm super excited to be here today.
Yeah. So are we.
Yeah.
And the first question is...
The first question is, what makes you a geek?
Yeah. I thought about it already, and I think it all started on the moment that my uncle bought me a Super Nintendo for my 4th birthday.
Nice.
Got 2 games with it, Street Fighter 2
Oh, yeah, I
and
love that.
Mario Paint.
Great for a 4-year-old.
For as a 4-year-old,
Exactly.
I was already like pushing the buttons to just defeat the other opponents.
I was more into Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, no, I think that was my uncle had a PlayStation and he had Mortal Kombat. Yeah, back then it was I think 16-bit or 8-bit.
16. Indeed.
Yeah. So you like the blood and stuff was just like red pixels going over the screen.
Yeah.
So I was not super shocked about that, but I think that with the new Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, you beat my ass lately last time, right? On the PlayStation 5.
And also now I have a son which is 2 years old.
Right.
I try to avoid that kind of games now.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah.
Might be a good idea.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
Wait
We're good now.
a little bit before
is
introducing those games.
But I totally agree. Like Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, you know, it kind of shapes you when you're young.
Well, I must say I'm not a very aggressive guy.
No, me neither.
Not
But
at all.
it's very good for your creativity.
Yeah, exactly. And I also liked Mario Paint. I don't know if any of the viewers ever heard about it. It's a great game, especially for children, because it's just like drawing, but then on the computer, like the mini Photoshop for super young children.
I thought it was funny. There was the Sega versus the Nintendo camp.
Yeah.
You were either Sega, either Sonic the Hedgehog, or Mario.
But it was especially that I think that your parents bought you either the Sega or the Nintendo, and that shaped you on that moment already.
I was Sega.
Yeah. Well, I was Nintendo. I also have this tattoo, of course, from The Legend of Zelda. So
show it to the camera.
Well, I have 2.5 hearts left.
Nice.
That's nice. With a geeky tattoo.
Yeah, a geeky tattoo. Yeah,
nice.
I mean,
love that.
how more much of a geek can you be, of course?
Exactly.
With a
Cool.
tattoo.
Nice.
I also have a geeky tattoo, but it's not
visible.
It's not. It's well, you can see that it's a geeky tattoo
What
because
kind of tattoo do you have?
it's a lightning bolt.
Oh.
I have a lightning bolt on my ankle.
Of course, from Harry Potter.
Harry Potter.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. So
Great.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Awesome.
So that makes me a geek, I think.
So,
and I'm working here. So what else do you want?
well, you have to be a geek in order to
I think that's the funny thing about working at WebinarGeek. Everyone has a certain passion that makes you a geek because you are very passionate about that subject.
Yeah.
It might be music or movies. We have someone who is crazy about motors.
Exactly.
Motorcycles. So that makes everyone a little bit of a geek.
Yeah.
I think that in our pilot, Caroline and I, we kind of set our mission to reveal the geekiness from everybody in the world.
Yeah.
Because we discover more and more that people have geeky sides, but they're some kind of hiding it because they're maybe scared of what other people think.
Yeah, I think that also what a lot of people might confuse is like the nerdy and the geeky, and like what is the difference? And geek sounds a bit like as a person who, I don't know. I don't think that everyone wants to be called a geek because it is some kind of a negative word sometimes.
Yeah.
Well, even though I think that. Hey, I mean, you can be proud to be a geek.
Yeah, I think
if you
so too.
are super passionate about a certain subject that your friends might be thinking about, for like, oh, that guy again with his games or his movies, whatever. Well, but it is good to have a passion.
Yeah.
Totally.
And
to show that.
There's of course a difference between being a nerd and being a geek.
Yeah.
And I think we talked about this like last week or 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So a geek is someone who's indeed very passionate about whatever,
subjects,
certain subjects, hobbies, something like that. And something that defies a geek as well is the interest in technology, gadgets, and being early adopters.
Yeah.
And if we look at our office,
It's full with gadgets.
It's full with gadgets. We're all early adopters. We're the first to want new stuff, to buy new gadgets and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
I think that also a lot of people here who are working here at WebinarGeek are wearing smartwatches and stuff. That's, I think, something. Here we already have 66% of this couch is wearing
You're not invited to the Apple Watch party.
You can host a Geek Talk episode on smartwatches, and I will not be invited. Okay.
But it is also like we are talking about it quite a lot. Like when we are in the gym, like, hey, what is your heartbeat and these kind of things.
Walter in the director's booth was just showing off his watch. He's doing it again.
He also has a smartwatch. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Look at that. Look at that.
Yeah.
I think about 50% of the people here have a smartwatch.
I think so as well.
There's a lot of people here.
Exactly. Yeah.
No
we
pressure.
are also
pressure.
actively like looking at it or busy with it. That's at least the feeling that I have, especially when you're in the gym, to see like keep control of your heartbeat and stuff. It's quite funny.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. So of course, we now know why you're a geek.
Yeah.
But
finally,
we also brought you on to talk about some marketing related stuff.
Yeah.
Because you're like our email expert. Email marketing expert.
Email geek.
I worked. Email geek. I worked on like email marketing for quite some time.
Yeah.
When I graduated, I started working at the place where I did where I wrote my thesis, and they gave me the option like, hey, what kind of subject do you want to be an expert in? And I chose email marketing or emails back then, because I was working with MailChimp a lot.
Yep.
And it is really like, I find it a very powerful tool to reach out to people. I mean, there is no other tool or like way to make a signal going off on someone's phone. Because a lot of people still have their email notifications on.
Totally.
I don't, but I mean, a lot of people have.
I do.
So whenever you're sending a newsletter or just an email to someone, you are actually almost like texting them. And that is also how, what I'm trying to do here at WebinarGeek. Whenever we are sending an email, that it must feel that you got a message from a friend and not from a random company who's trying to like sell you something. But and that's also the most important thing that a lot of people forget when they are writing an email, is that it is not about the content of the email. It is about the subject line that you are using. Because like here in the Netherlands, the average open rate ratio is 35%.
Oh yeah, okay.
And so if you just imagine 100 people standing here and only 35 people are actually like watching this episode, that means that you really need to have like that trigger so that more people are going to watch it, like the episodes. And that's the thing with email marketing, is that a lot of people are focusing on the content of the email, while the most important thing is one single sentence, and that is the subject line.
So do you have any tips for creating like the perfect subject line?
Well, like the first tip, which is like I think still very useful, is to use personalization. And like the most easiest thing, use someone's first name. I mean, probably you have that data. Use it in the subject line, and like whenever someone says here in the office Caroline, then you are triggered because that's your name. Same works for email. When you see your name, you are immediately like triggered by that subject line that is like saying Caroline there. Another thing is that so we cannot use any images in subject lines, but you can use emojis. Like most of the email clients are compatible with the whole emoji font, if I can call it like that. It really depends if you are a very formal company or a bit more informal company, but you can use that to your advantage to like stand out from the rest and really indeed show off that you are there, and like especially in a full email box, how can you be the one who is standing out for, like, if you have like 20 emails unopened, when is someone clicking on your email? Probably if there is some color added or like at least, and of course the subject line itself. So the topic that you want to talk about, that you want to like get the attention to, make sure that you also use the subject line in a way that it like draws people's attention. And for example, newsletter 3 is not a very like triggering subject line.
No.
But have you heard about the latest trends in webinar software?
Yeah.
That is something. If you're using webinar software, then you are triggered to open that mail.
Yeah.
So that's very important, I think.
And something we do is we test different subject lines on this basically the same email.
Yeah.
So the contents of the email is exactly the same. The subject line is different. Is that something you would recommend?
For sure,
others?
like as like do as much as testing as that you can, especially A/B testing. There are always questions that you want to have answered. Like lately, we sent out a mail with a certain discount, and we used in the A version we used the discount, like the 25% discount that you could get, and in the other mail was more like about. Hey, have you ever thought about repurposing content? And the funny thing is that the one with the repurposing content subject line was opened much better than the one with the discount. So it also shows that if you want to go for like long-term relationships with your customers, that just like throwing away the discounts and like showing it like how much you can save, that is not something that a friend would do. You will never get a WhatsApp message or a text message from a friend saying like, "Hey, I have 25% discount for a service that I want to provide you."
Please talk to me.
Yeah, exactly.
No, but it's
like which is like actually using useful content that's like gets people's interest.
No, totally. You really have to, even with emails, you have to stand out, because I'm registered to maybe like 25 different newsletters or companies where in a moment of time I watched the webinar, watched someone else, downloaded something, got into their sales funnel. Now I'm receiving like hundreds of emails per day almost. And most of them I don't open. I don't even see. I just ignore. They just stay unopened. They're just filling up my email box. So really they have to, I'm actually a great example of that the email marketers really need to do their best to stand out in the entire crowd of unopened emails. How do they do that? Yeah, indeed, the emojis, they draw attention. The discounts, I don't even acknowledge that they are there.
No,
so that's indeed a good point.
Now you have this whole new trend, which is more about email scraping. So people will like somehow like get your email address and they are sending you a message, and it looks like it is a personal message. But also there you cannot just start with a discount. You have to. What we do ourselves is that we start with the subject line short question. So that already like draws their attention. Like, oh, someone has a short question for me. Well, this can be very easy. So that helps a lot as well, to just indeed like picture yourself as that the one who's like receiving the email, and like when would you like actually open that email? Yeah,
exactly. Because also if I look, like 90% of all the emails, they're just screaming for my attention, like with the fear of missing out. So it's when I look at my email box, I'm missing out on a lot of things. You know, that's the feeling that I get. So in the end, also there, the email header that would emphasize I'm not missing out on something would actually draw my attention.
I'm a bit more of the opposite. I am, I think, subscribed to 5-6 newsletters, and I always read them because they are actually.
Can you become my email coach?
Well, who knows? Well, I think the coaching world is quite full, so I'm happy with my job here.
Maybe I'll subscribe to an email coach newsletter.
Let's not encourage people to do that. Let's not do that. All right. Okay. So, thank you for explaining all that. I have one last thing before we sign off. I have an icebreaker for you. For those of you who don't know, we created icebreakers. Icebreakers are
icebreakers are a very fun, creative way to start a conversation that lasts in the memory forever.
Exactly. And I think also good to know that you can use this on events. We just came up with this idea. We are not selling this. It is just a couple of questions that we summed up on a Friday afternoon, created cards from it, and
but maybe we will register a patent on it.
Yeah, who knows?
Who knows?
But bring it down.
Okay, right. So the icebreaker for today. What is your favorite vacation spot? Favorite country to visit on a holiday?
Some places.
So do a countdown, 3, 2, 1.
No, I have one because I like the first country that came into my mind when you asked this was Scotland, and it's quite funny.
Nice.
Because like when I was young, I always visited like warm countries like Spain, Italy, Greece, and I always thought like, why would you go to a more northern country?
where it's raining.
Where it is raining, indeed. What kind of summer vacation is that?
Yeah.
But in 2019, I went together with my wife and my dog. We drove all the way from the Netherlands to Scotland, and I liked it so much. It is like the nature there, where in France or in Greece or in Italy, you go on a like car trip for like maybe 2 hours to see a waterfall. And what is the waterfall? It's a little like piece of water like drowning there.
Yeah.
And we went to the Isle of Skye in Scotland, and well, it was like big like streams of water coming out of holes everywhere. It was like waterfall country almost.
Wow. Yeah.
And that really like and that's just only the waterfalls are one thing, but just the nature there, how it looks like, and how they, and also the story behind it is very interesting. I can talk about that for hours, so let's not do that now. But I mean, I liked it very much, and also the people are so nice and so kind.
Totally.
So that
awesome.
Yeah.
Yours? Yeah, I totally agree.
What's your favorite?
My favorite
holiday destination.
Well, I like and I love South Africa.
Okay.
I lived there for a while after my studies, and it's the same. You know, the nature, the people, the culture, the food. Like the mixture of it all is just amazing.
It's very like high on my to-do list.
Yeah.
Now we have a 2-year-old, so like I actually want him to like be a bit older so that he can actually also remember that he was there. Yeah. But it is, I think, one of the next big trips that I want to go to.
No, but indeed, and you have to, with little kids, you have to find out a spot which is also a little bit close by. Like South Africa is like 10 hours flying from here.
Yeah, exactly.
How long did you drove by car to Scotland?
Well, the thing is that we started in the Netherlands and drove to France to like go on the ferry there, and then we started like from like where you Dover is, I think, the place,
Dover,
and then we had the whole trip was 3 weeks, but I think that the first week we drove from Brighton to Wales, and then we started in Fort William, which is on the border of Scotland, and then we made the whole circle back again.
Is that Fort William Wallace?
I have no idea.
Braveheart?
It is. Oh no. Well, who knows? I don't think so.
We'll look it up.
I don't think so. So I highly recommend indeed Scotland.
And you?
Okay. So my favorite, city to visit is London.
Yeah.
But I went to visit Edinburgh earlier this year.
Nice.
And I'm sold.
Yeah.
Like I would literally just pack my bags right now, go on a flight to Edinburgh and never come back. I love that city so much. It's amazing. So I understand what you mean with Scotland.
I must say that we also we drove from Edinburgh to London in one day. It was like almost the last day. Yeah. And the difference as well is that in Edinburgh you still have the feeling that you are walking into like in a medieval town.
Yeah, exactly.
And London is of course just like a big city.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I love Camden Town as well. Though.
Camden Town in London. But that gives, I think, a bit more of that London feeling. When you're standing at the Big Ben, then you just have the feeling that you're in a tourist town.
Exactly.
Probably people in Edinburgh still saw the tourist in me, so I cannot say much about that.
It's kind of obvious that you're a tourist in Edinburgh, but okay.
So I got an idea to finish off.
Okay.
So now we're talking about travel, so maybe we should start a travel agency called Geek Travel.
Geek travel, like visit all the like the film sets of maybe Game of Thrones, Star Wars.
I was in New Zealand and I visited the set from. I was in Hobbiton. I was actually in the Shire, and it really exists.
That is nice.
That's very far away, 34 hours flying from here, but
that's
it exists.
Insane.
Yeah.
All right.
So it will be on the list of Geek Travel.
I think this is a good ending. All right, so thank you so much for watching. Of course, we will hope to see you on the next episode. For now, bye.
Bye. See you next time.
Cheers.
Bye.